Hello everybody and welcome back to the Crooked Hour. Today we're going to be doing a breakdown on UFC Vegas, Tai Tuivasa versus Marcin Tybura. Not the best card, definitely not the best card. Last week it was a not quick picks. This one is going to be quick picks. I'm just going to fly through this shit because there's some fun matchups here and there, but there's some matchups that are a bit They're a bit meh overall. So starting straight away with Chad Anheliger versus Charalampos. I don't know how to say his name. But this is an alright little fight. I should probably get my notes up. So, I'm going Charalampos. I'm not saying the name correct, but I'm going the Chara guy. Chara. I'm just going to call him Chara. My boy Chara. Like, Chad Anheliger is good. Like, he is good. Of course he is good. But, you know, he's coming off 2 back-to-back losses. Rear naked choke. Decision. He's got good grappling, but he's not like... I wouldn't say he's got the best striking. And I wouldn't even say his grappling is the best. It's just like... It's alright. It's definitely not the best out there. He can find himself in tricky situations. Find himself getting picked apart on the feet sometimes. But this Chara guy, he's good, man. He's got a nice little win streak here. What's that for? Coming off a KO win on the Contender Series. Leg kick KO, that's nice to see too. You like to see a KO from leg kicks. It shows that they got good leg kicks, of course. He's on a little KO streak here. So that's why I'm going him. I'll just read my notes. I said he's a better, more powerful striker. And Anheliger's actually jumping in on short notice here as well, which will give Chara another advantage. I just said overall I think Chara should be able to get to him with the hands in the 3rd round. So I'm predicting a 3rd round KO from Chara here. Just being a better striker. He does have some losses earlier off, but he's got momentum on his side. Like, he has lost to Christian Rodriguez before, somebody else on this card, but he's on a nice little streak here. Going over the stats just quickly. We got Chara with, by the way, I got my tablet here now. We're upgrading a little bit, boys. We're upgrading. I got Chara here with 3-inch reach advantage, higher striking output, higher striking accuracy, more strikes absorbed per minute, better defense at 63. But he only has had 1 fight in the UFC, so keep that in mind. But moving up, my pick is Chara by 3rd round KO. Moving up, Cory McKenna versus Jaqueline Amorim. Now, Jaqueline Amorim's pretty good looking, so it makes you want to pick him straight away. Like, Cory McKenna looks a little bit like a child, while Jaqueline Amorim is like, she pretty fine, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It could just be the angle, though. It could just be the angle. I haven't had a good look yet, so it could just be the angle. But I'm not letting that get into my head with my picks, right? In my notes, alright, Jaqueline is kind of fine, not going to lie. But she does have nice BJJ. That's what we should be talking about. Get your head in the game, mate. She does have nice BJJ. But she's very good at her BJJ in the 1st round. She'll get it going. She'll put people in dangerous positions. But then once it doesn't work, it's kind of like every BJJ player when their grappling doesn't work, when their jiu-jitsu doesn't work, and then they just go back to, you know, trying to do that, but it's just not working for them, but they know nothing else. So that's what they just go to. Like, she's got ground and pound win, which is nice, but against Montserrat, like, she ain't the best. Sam Hughes' loss ain't the best look. Oh, yeah, I wasn't even showing you their face. God damn, what am I doing, boys? I don't even know who that is, not going to lie. It's in the LFA. But I think this is a good little fight here. I am going, if I haven't said, Cory McKenna. In my notes, I just said... Okay, so this is what I wrote. I looked it up. 97% of her wins are by 1st round subs. So if she ain't subbing you in the 1st round, the odds of her winning drop ginormously, right? And McKenna, she's very well rounded. She's got good striking. She's got good ground game. I think she can stay safe enough to get the win here by decision. I'm saying Jaqueline Amorim does have a good 1st round, might maybe even win it, puts her in some dangerous positions. But I think Cory McKenna just been a little bit more well-rounded, a little bit more UFC experience too. Like, UFC difference is nice. I think she can win here. She's beat Vanessa Demopoulos, who isn't great, but I think Vanessa Demopoulos and Amorim show some similarities in their skills. So I think she'll be able to get this one done by decision. Moving up, Josh Culibao versus Denny Silva. Another good fight. Another Aussie. Well, not another Aussie on this card, but we had Jack Della on the last card. I'm just going to try and fix this so you guys can see more of this screen. So we got... Let me get the stats up for this one. We got... Oh, fuck off. We got Josh Culibao versus Denny Silva. Now, Josh Culibao, as I said, Aussie. Always have to back the Aussies. Unless it's like really one-sided fight. And, you know, I know they're going to lose. But you got to back your country, brother. Like, sure you guys understand. But I actually do like this matchup for him. Denny Silva ain't bad. Like, coming off a win in the Contender Series. It was a close fight. He definitely won it, but it was a close fight. I did go and watch that. Denny Silva's got nice striking, but he is open in the inside, I've noticed. And I reckon Josh Culibao can take advantage of that. I think Josh Culibao the slightly better striker here. We'll go over the stats here. You got to keep in mind Denny Silva has only had one fight in the Contender Series, and that's what these stats will go off. So you got him at a 13.60 fucking strikes landed per minute, which is crazy, but that's going off one fight. Josh Culibao. Yeah, so what I think, Denny Silva, he shot some nice takedowns in his first fight, but Josh Culibao here at a fucking 72% takedown defense. That ain't bad, especially for the amount of fights he has had in the UFC now. Like, I reckon this is a winnable fight for him. I don't think he's going to catch Denny Silva, and I don't think Denny Silva's going to catch Josh Culibao. Like, both are solid strikers, but I think Josh Culibao a little bit quicker, and I think he's a little bit better on the inside, and I also think he's got a little bit better foot movement. I think you'll be able to pick at Denny Silva here. Denny Silva will have his moments, but I overall think Josh Culibao is going to get the better of the exchanges and win this fight here. He also has a 3-inch reach advantage, which we like. Denny Silva does have a 1-inch height advantage. Yeah, I think Josh Culibao's got this because he's also got the more UFC experience as well. I'll see if I wrote any notes down that I missed. No, I pretty much covered everything. I just think Josh Culibao is good enough in the grappling to defend the takedowns if Denny Silva goes for him. I think he's going to be quicker on the feet, a better foot movement, better in the pocket. I got Josh Culibao by decision, I think I wrote. By decision, yeah. That's what we're going. Next up, Thiago Moisés versus Mitch Ramirez. Now, I'm going Mitch Ramirez here. Unpopular pick, maybe. Unpopular pick. You know, you got Thiago Moisés, the experienced fighter in this matchup, versus Mitch Ramirez, who actually lost on the Contender Series and then went back to LFA, and now he's in the UFC. But on the Contender Series, he was versus Carlos Prates, and we know how good he is now. Like, Carlos Prates ain't somebody who messed with. Thiago Moisés don't have the hands like fucking Carlos Prates. He doesn't. I'm going Mitch Ramirez because Thiago Moisés just don't sting like that. He don't sting like that. And Mitch Ramirez does have decent power. He versed somebody named Jeremy Holloway, maybe Max Holloway's distant cousin or something. Decision KO loss. But then he's coming off another KO win. While we're seeing Thiago Moisés come off a ground and pound KO loss to Saint Denis. We know how good Saint Denis is now, even though he got chinned by Poirier. He's still very good. And then before that, another KO loss to Joel Alvarez. I think Mitch Ramirez can do something similar to Joel Alvarez, not going to lie to you. Gone over my notes. I just said, yeah, it is a close fight. And while I am worried that Thiago Moisés might be able to submit him, especially early, Mitch Ramirez does have decent takedown defense. Like, I know it was only one fight. I know it says he's got 0% takedown. But he did get takedowns in his fight against Prates as well. 100% takedown accuracy. But I don't think he's going to be shooting here. I think he's going to be keeping this fight on the feet. And I think he can sting Thiago Moisés. I think he can defend the takedowns for the most part. Might get into some tricky positions. But he has never been submitted. And he does have decent sub defense. So I'm picking him as a dog. I think he can get it done. Did I say by decision? I did say I think he could potentially outpoint him on the feet or sleep him. I said I see Mitch Ramirez as the better striker here, and he does have solid takedown defense. Never been subbed in his career. I'm going with the dog Ramirez by decision after stinging up Thiago in the first round. I think he's going to hurt Thiago in the first round, but not be able to finish him. And then I think he's going to wear off the storm of Thiago and Moisés trying to get him to the ground. I think he's just going to keep stinging him and win by decision. That is my pick. Next up, Osbourne versus Jafel Filho. I don't know if I'm butchering that name, possibly, very possibly. But I'm going Jafel Filho here. I think he can get the job done. You know, what did I write? Osbourne is a good little kickboxer, good little midget kickboxer. You know, he's got the skills. He's actually not that shorter than me. I shouldn't talk shit. And they're actually the same height. But Osbourne is a good kickboxer. He can... You know, he's good at picking out from the outside, good kicks in general, good boxing. He can come in with good boxing. He can strike good on the outside, kick good on the outside. But Jafel Filho, I've been very impressed with him. Coming off a win against Daniel Barres by submission. Lost to Muhammad Mokaev, but he was destroying Muhammad Mokaev's knee in that fight. Robert something, KO win, submission, KO win. Against Vicious Salvador too. That's a good win. That's a good win. You know, you find these sneaky wins on people's record. Well, you got Osbourne on the other end, fighting a BJJ player, coming off a submission loss. Charles Johnson decision win split, which isn't that bad in hindsight. Then you got Tyson Nam, lost by KO. I think this is Filho's fight to win. I think he's going to win it by sub. Just going over my notes real quick. I said Filho is a really good BJJ style grappler. We have seen him time and time again. I said we have seen time and time again in Osbourne having holes in his submission defense, which is true. He does be getting subbed a lot. Let me see if I can find exactly how many times he's been subbed. So 3 losses by submission, which is 50% of his losses in his career. So I like Filho's chances here for a sub. I think he can get him to the ground. Sub him at some point. I think I said first round. I said, I can see a late first round sub here by Filho, just putting on that pressure, you know, competing in the strike and maybe losing a little bit, but he pressures with that grappling. I think once he gets Osbourne to the ground, I think Osbourne is in trouble. I think to win this fight, Osbourne has to stay on the feet as much as possible. I think once Filho gets him down to the ground, it might be wraps. It might be wraps for Osbourne here. Moving on to Nunes versus Chelsea Chandler. Now, you got Nunes, the little midget gremlin, little rugby player looking Maori boy of a thing. Like, no offense, but she just annoys me. You know, you have those fighters that just annoy you for no reason. Like, she's just little and she's big and she just throws fucking haymakers. Like, just annoying. And on the other hand, we got Chelsea Chandler coming off a loss to Norma Dumont. No harm in that. I got Chelsea Chandler in this fight. I reckon she can win it. I'm actually surprised she's a dog in this fight, and I'm actually pretty confident, so confident that I've already bet money on Chelsea Chandler. This is probably definitely my favourite dog of the card, Chelsea Chandler, because, you know, Nunes has some decent wins. Zara Farron isn't good. Ramona Pascal isn't great. Bo Malecki isn't good. And before that, she was fighting on the regional scene against people like, I can't see their exact records, but she hasn't been tested. And Chelsea Chandler, you know, lost to Norma Dumont, won against Julia Storienko, who has a good ground game, man. Before that, she was fighting on the regional scene or whatever this fucking promotion is. I actually like Chelsea Chandler here. I think this is Nunes' biggest test yet, and she's a favourite in it. While I think, you know, it's definitely dangerous on the feet, because Nunes is an explosive puncher, but she's been going to decisions for, in her last 2 fights. Against Farron, she went to a decision. That's not the best look. I think Chelsea Chandler can compete on the feet, and I reckon she can do her in the grappling. I reckon she can get top position and beat up on Nunes. I honestly do think that. I think she can compete on the feet. I reckon she could even sting Nunes on the feet. Nunes could definitely sting her on the feet as well. But I like Chelsea Chandler's chances in this fight. I'll just go over my notes here. What didn't I go over? I said I think Nunes is a little too wild at times. And I think it can get her taken down. Chelsea Chandler is taller as well, by a lot. What's that? 6 inches taller. She's only got 1 inch reach advantage. I would like more there, especially how explosive Nunes can be. But I think Chelsea Chandler is going to be stronger in the clinch, and I think she's going to be the stronger fighter in general. Takedown defense for Nunes, 70%, not bad. Chelsea Chandler, only 33% takedown accuracy in the UFC, but that's only through 2 fights. I think she can get the job done here, I do. I'm going Chelsea Chandler as an underdog. Moving up on the card, Mike Davis versus Natan Levy. Good fight. This is a competitive little fight here. I do have Mike Davis to beat Natan Levy. I think they're both very well rounded. I just do believe that Mike Davis is more explosive and better at throwing punch combinations and better in the pocket. That's what it comes down to for me. I think he's more explosive. I think Natan Levy never got a KO in his career. He's more of a picking sort of style, like diverse, I know, good grappling, I know. But Mike Davis, his only loss in the UFC so far has been to Gilbert Burns. And then he's had some nice wins. Mason Jones is a good win. Borshev, I rate Borshev, so that's a good win. Thomas Guilford, don't even fucking know who that is, to be completely honest. Just going over the stats here as well, like, the height-wise, they're like an inch difference. Reach range, they're an inch difference. I do like Mike Davis's ability to get takedowns here if he wants to as well. You know, you've got Natan Levy at 41% takedown defense. But I do think this fight will stay on the feet. I do. And I just think on the feet, Mike Davis is better at ripping combinations, better in the pocket, faster. Natan Levy's maybe a little bit more diverse. Like, I do like his kicks and stuff. But he's just more of a point fighter, while Mike Davis is going to come and try and take his head off. And I do think he's going to win in the 3rd round by a body shot combination, because he has nice body shots. I think he's going to finish Natan Levy. I think it's going to be a close fight up until then, but I can see Mike Davis ripping body shots and getting the finish. So I'm going Mike Davis body shots by finish. That made no sense. Moving up to the main card, we have Gerald Meerschaert versus Bryan Barberena. A little banger fight. I always like to get myself a little Gerald Meerschaert fight, you know what I'm saying? Can't go wrong with a little Gerald Meerschaert fight. Let me get the stats up for this bad boy. So, we got Gerald Meerschaert coming off 2 losses. A loss against Andre Petroski, which was a split. That was a close fight. Gerald Meerschaert didn't look terrible there. And then I lost to Joe Pyfer, which is no shame in that. You know, Joe Pyfer is explosive in that first round. Win against Bruno Silva, though Bruno Silva did look like shit that fight. I don't know what was going on with Bruno Silva in that fight. Loss against Jotko. Win against Dustin Stoltzfus. I like this fight for Gerald Meerschaert. Now, at the start, I was saying Bryan Barberena might just be able to chin Gerald Meerschaert. But I looked into it. Where did I write it? Only 24% of Gerald Meerschaert's losses are by KO. And I know Bryan Barberena has a lot of KOs, but it's not against great competition. You know, he got a KO against Robbie Lawler, but he was getting tagged up in that fight before then. Matt Brown decision split. See, that's not the best look. And I want to point out something. Armbar submission loss to Gunnar Nelson. Submission loss to Rafael dos Anjos, rear naked choke. I think Gerald Meerschaert's going to be able to sub him here. I do. I think he's going to be able to get his takedowns. We have seen improved takedowns. I think it was the Andre Petroski fight where he was hitting some nice takedowns on Andre Petroski. I could be wrong. But I think he's shown improvement in his takedowns. And I think he'll be able to get takedowns against Bryan Barberena here and sub him. Now, going over the stats, Bryan Barberena takedown defense, 48. Gerald Meerschaert takedown accuracy, 37. Not the greatest, but I think he can make it work. Gerald Meerschaert actually has a massive reach advantage here as well. 77 inches for Gerald Meerschaert, 72 for Bryan Barberena. I think that'll help him just like staying away and when Bryan Barberena is in range to punch, at least he has that extra time to, you know, maybe throw a jab and shoot a takedown. Oh yeah, I think he's gonna get a sub here. Submission average 1.5 for Gerald Meerschaert. I think he can sub him up here. What did I write down? I didn't even write a round. When do I think he's gonna be able to sub him? I'm gonna say second round sub after a back and forth wild round, and maybe Bryan Barberena has moments. That is my prediction. Gerald Meerschaert for the sub. Let's go, Meerschaert. You're the GOAT, brother. You're the GOAT. Moving up. Pannie Kianzad versus Macy Chasson 2. The fight everybody's been waiting for. Hands down. I'm going to keep this one fucking simple. I don't need any stats for this shit. I hate Macy Chasson. I hate her with a passion. Like, I don't like you, Macy Chasson. You're a boring fucking fighter. You hold bitches up against a fence every single fucking fight, punching their leg. I have it ingrained in my memory of you holding up Irene Aldana, it could have been, before she fucked up your liver, bro, with an up kick, you soy bitch. She holds people up against the fence and hits their leg for a living. She might be more favoured to win this fight, but I don't give a fuck. Pannie Kianzad's getting the decision win against this fucking cage hugger. She doesn't have that much. She doesn't have impressive wins. I know she was winning the Irene Aldana fight, but fucking hell, she got up kicked to the liver and fucking wilted over like a pussy. I know liver kicks don't hurt, but an up kick, bro. How do you even manage to get up kicked to the liver? You should be more careful, but no, you weren't up against a fence, so you couldn't fucking defend yourself. I'm sick of this fucking fighter. Just release her from the UFC. I was glad we had a fucking break. How does she win against Norma Dumont? Split. I don't even remember that fight. Pannie Kianzad, actually I'm going Pannie Kianzad, either by decision or first round fly knee KO. That's my prediction. I think she's going to fly knee KO her before Macy Chasson can hold her up against the fucking fence. But in all reality, it's probably going to be Macy Chasson holding her up against the fence, winning a 3-round fight. I don't want to fucking... This is when the piss break's going to happen. Might go out for a beer or something. I don't fucking know, but not excited for that fight. Moving on. Christian Rodriguez versus Isaac Bulgarian. Now, I need to put my glasses back on because I can't see shit, brother. I am going Christian Rodriguez. Like, the recent wins, the one against Cameron Simon really impressed me. The one against Raul Rosas Jr. really impressed me. He's a very calm, composed fighter, and that's the best style to fight this Isaac Bulgarian, because first round KO against Francis Marshall, first round KO, first round KO, first round KO. None of his fights has left the first round. Even through his amateur fights, I checked, he's never lost the first round. And I think Christian Rodriguez, calm style, safe style, will be enough to be able to beat Isaac Bulgarian. Just going over the stats, they're very lopsided. We have a lot of people on this card, I've realised, who only have like one win in the UFC. I do think Christian Rodriguez, I would have liked a reach advantage for him here just to keep him on the outside a bit. But I do think he's going to be able to get this done. I think he's going to be able to keep him on the outside, strike. He's going to be a safe fighter. I'll go over my notes because I did write some good notes for this one. My question is this: what does Isaac Bulgarian look like out of the first round after a tricky safe fighter like Christian Rodriguez gets past that first round? Rodriguez has never been KO'd, by the way. Christian Rodriguez has never been KO'd. I think Rodriguez can do enough to stay safe on the feet in the first round, and from there I think he can win the last 2 rounds by being more active. Rodriguez by decision. That's what I'm going with. This Isaac Bulgarian guy is dangerous though. He could definitely catch Christian Rodriguez, but I think Christian Rodriguez has the best style for this. He's safe enough. I think he can get the win here. Next up, Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Ovince Saint-Preux. Can we just get a moment of silence for Ovince Saint-Preux? Like, I'm a more recent fan. I ain't gonna sit here and be like, oh, like, I never really. I started watching around this time when he was already on his decline, so I ain't gonna act like I was watching him when he's in his prime, but still, I know about him. And it's sad that they're feeding him to Kennedy Nzechukwu, because there's like, as much as he got slapped in that fight, I mean, he's still good. Like, Ko Iron Kudalaba, Kyle Roberson, Ovince Saint-Preux coming off a loss to Felipe Lins, which doesn't look too bad in hindsight. That fight don't really count. They're both old. Tenaboza KO'd him. Jamal Hill. Yeah, I think Kennedy and Jaqueline are just going to KO him in the first round. I think he's going to be able to catch him with a long shot. You know, Ivan Saint-Preux just can't take damage the same as he used to, and Kennedy and Jaqueline just going to KO him. Going over the stats a little bit. Kennedy's got a 3-inch reach advantage. What's the striking defense looking for Ivan Saint-Preux these days? 46%. Strikes absorbed per minute, 3.14. Still ain't terrible, but I think we know what's going to happen in this fight, unfortunately. That's how the people are picking. People agree. It's sad to say, but it is going to happen. Ivan Saint-Preux, please retire after this fight. Please. You should not be fighting anymore. You are 40 years old. Nearly 41. Please stop fighting. They should have a cutoff when you hit minimum 40 and say you've like lost more than what? 4? You've lost more than... Can't do the math. Let's just say if you lost 3 in your last 4, at least, then you should be cut if you're over the age of 40. Because it isn't good. Next up, I got Bryan Battle versus Ange Loosa. Just going to do this one quickly. This was meant to be quick picks, and we're already like nearing fucking 30 minutes. I'm going Bryan Battle. I think he can get the W here. Ange Loosa is good. He's a physical specimen. He's a hard shot, but by hard shot, I don't mean KO artist. I mean, he's just a hard thudding striker. Like, you can see here... Oh, he actually fought Jack Deller on the Contender Series. I didn't know that. Like, he's a hard thudding striker, but he's not very explosive. I'd actually say Bryan Barberena is actually more explosive here. I was going with my notes here. I said Bryan Battle has a real... if I've been calling him Bryan Barberena, I'm sorry. Bryan Battle. Bryan Battle has a really nice, well-rounded style. Nice striking, decent power, nice ground game. I did say, and I do believe this, with a little bit of tweaking, like if he tweaks small things, I think Bryan Battle could be elite, and I think he could be in the top 15 middleweight, even break the top 10. Like, I really think he could break in there and really make a good stride if he just tweaked up little things. Like, I don't have the answer for, like, just the little things in IQ and maybe defense and breach his game in a little bit more, but he's got the power, right? He's got the grappling. And he's got the striking, and he's got the body type too. I think he could really make a good run if he just tweaks some little things up. And Ange Loosa, I've lost my mouse. Here it is. And Ange Loosa, his cardio ain't the best. What was I saying? I just said solid grappler Ange Loosa is, but he does gas it a little. I think Bryan Battle will be able to win a decision here as each round gets more and more dominant for him. As Ange Loosa gets more tired and tired, I think Bryan Battle would take over ever so slightly, get a unanimous decision win. I think there might even be a moment where he hurts Ange Loosa. Maybe Ange Loosa has some moments where he gets Bryan Battle down. But I think Bryan Battle gets the decision win overall. Going over the stats, reach advantage for Bryan Battle at 77 inches to Ange Loosa 74. Striking landed per minute. Ange Loosa has higher striking output. Higher striking accuracy goes to Bryan Battle. Ange Loosa is getting hit a lot more at 6.88. Yeah, I think Bryan Battle will be able to get this one done. Moving up on the card to Tai Tuivasa versus Marcin Tybura. Now, I don't really need notes for this. It's heavyweight. You just go off what you believe is going to happen because it's heavyweight. I think this fight is sort of clear. My boy Tai, it's sad to see this on his record. But they're all against top competition. Like, you can say what you want about his losing streak. They're all against top competition. Cyril Gane, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, all top competition. Do I have to say it again? It's all top competition. Marcin Tybura, on the other hand, he's just decent. Like, he's good at beating up other fat heavyweights, and I guess Tai Tuivasa is another fat heavyweight, but he hasn't fought somebody as dynamic, and Tai Tuivasa's got good leg kicks. He's got good setups. Like, he's got decent punching setups, especially when there's somebody on his equal level. Now, I don't like the reach advantage for Marcin Tybura here. I would have liked it they had equal reach, or Tai Tuivasa had a reach advantage. There's 75 inches to Tai Tuivasa. Marcin Tybura 78 inches. I think Tai will be able to defend the takedowns enough here, and I think he'll be able to catch Marcin Tybura early in the first round. We just seen it done by Tom Aspinall. I know Tom Aspinall and Tai Tuivasa are two different people, but I don't like the fact Marcin Tybura is coming off a KO loss and then fighting Tai Tuivasa. I know you could say the same thing. Tai's coming off a submission loss, KO loss, KO loss. But at least he didn't get KO'd in his last fight, right? At least he didn't get KO'd. He's had a little bit of time off, 5 months. Not as much as we'd like, in all honesty. But I do think he can get the job done here. Marcin Tybura, who's he KOing? I've actually should have looked into that. You know, he's got some KO losses. His last KO loss was in 2021 against Walt Harris. I don't think he can KO Tai. Tai's chin's still decent, although we have seen him chinned. Tai Tuivasa's chin is decent. I think it's just the grappling that's going to be the worry, but I think Tai would have been working on that a lot. And he didn't look terrible. He looked like he made improvements against Alexander Volkov. Honestly do think that. He looked a bit better. And Marcin Tybura, similar height. What's the height difference? Yeah, he's only got an inch on Tai Tuivasa. I do like this fight. Similar heights. Tai Tuivasa is going to be able to get to him easier. It's not like he's fighting Volkov where he has to fucking go on his tippy toes to try and hit him. I think he's going to be able to hit Marcin Tybura, and I think he's going to be able to chew up his leg. Remember, we were just saying Tai chew up Alexander Volkov's leg, and that was like his key to victory in that fight, just chewing up that leg. See him chewing up Marcin Tybura's leg on the outside, coming in with big shots. Maybe he does get taken down, but I think he's going to be safe enough. And I honestly do think he's going to be hard to take down. I don't know why. I just think he's going to be working on that a lot. And I don't think he's going to be easy to take down. I think it's going to take Marcin Tybura some effort. What's Marcin Tybura's takedown accuracy? It's only at 33%. You know, we got takedown defense 54 for Tai. Not great. But I think he's going to be able to be safe enough to not get taken down. And I think he's going to chin Marcin Tybura in the first round. I think he leg kicks. This is exactly how I see it happen. I'm going to get up and everything. Alright, so I think he's there. Leg kicks. Marcin Tybura goes in for a takedown. Wobbled off. He's like, oh. And I think Tai Tuivasa, what's he going to throw? I think left hook or something. Left hook overhand. Boom, boom. Marcin Tybura fucking falls to the floor. He's done for. That's what I'm saying. Let's go, Tai! You got this, Tai! I think he can do this. Bam Bam's going to be back on track. That is my prediction. Thank you guys all for watching. Trying to get to 100 subs. We're on 92. Greatly appreciated. And if you agree with any of my picks, let me know. If you have any other picks, let me know. Just be nice about it, guys. Come on. But anyway, guys, as always, have a good one and take care.
Give me 5 minutes, I'ma pull up with like 5 niggas.